Hey, hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist, coming to you live. And welcome to Ron's Recap. I'm here today to recap and review the TV show RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 15, Episode 1, the season premiere, titled One Night Only, Part 1 and Part 2. That premiere was sickening, long as hell, but it had me gagged most of the episode. I was engaged. I loved pretty much the entire episode. I can't even lie to you. Like, I had a lot. Like, my head was like, oh my God, this, and that is going on, this, and that is going on. There was a lot. And this cast is, like, very unique. Like, placements from everywhere. And, of course, I have my faves. But I choose to remain unbiased, even though I have my faves, of course. And I'll let you know my faves. But again, like, I'm unbiased. Let you guys know that. But there's just some characters, some contestants that I am so in love with. Like, I love. Like, I'm struck. Like, I cannot. It's a great season premiere. So let's get into the episode. Okay, so the episode started with the entry of Irene Dubois. Irene Dubois being the first queen to grace the Dreswick stage on season 15. You know, her look was unique. The look gave, elf on a shelf. Like, ah, oh my God, elf on a shelf. Okay, it gave elf on a shelf, like with horns on the body, elf ears, and apparently she's Bosco's drag sister. Love Bosco. If you followed me last season, you know I love Bosco's eyebrows. Irene said that Bosco took the demon route and she took the alien route. And you know what else as I think about, spoiler alert, like the families of successful other drag contestants from past seasons, they don't always do well. Diabetes almost didn't do well last season, but they don't always do well. They're family members or daughters of other successful drag contestants from previous seasons. But I don't want to say too much before I get there, but let's get into it. Okay, so the next person to enter was Lux Noir London. Her look was simple. A long white one piece, down to the ankle from the top and like a little opening here that was like a black lightning bolt that you can see scan in. Loved it. It was very simple but yet cute, and her confidence sold the look off, like stunning. The hair, stunning. I don't know if I like this nose ring that she has going on, and I feel like it takes from her look, but I see she has it on in and out of drag. But okay, it is what it is. But I still feel like she's she was super confident. I love the look. Saying it was 40 inches, her hair, And Irene Dubois called her out about that, saying it was not. But okay, whatever. I love the hair regardless. I loved her look. Her confidence. Actually, she's one of my favorites too. I'm gonna let that be known. I like her. She exudes confidence, maybe a little arrogant, but I like her again. Okay, so next to enter the workroom, Aurora Morari. Lovely on the eye outside of drag. Lovely, 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 lovely on the eye. And had muscles and all, like claiming trade of the season. Like, you know, claiming trade of the season, just with it, with all the stuff. With all the shits, I should say. Um, but her look was all black, like in a trench coat, like that had like ruffles on it. I thought it was going to be like a reveal situation, but it didn't. She also had leather boots to kind of match the fabric a little bit, or the texture that was going on with this little the trench coat, you know. And it had round edges to the actual trench coat as well. And she had long, like, blonde hair. And I noticed, like, maybe it was slicked back. And sidebar, I noticed the shit out of her lace. It was showing, like, baby, come on now. I don't do drag. But one thing I know, even in real life, women's lace, that's a problem if the lace is showing. If I can see the lace, so where it starts at, something ain't right. Like, get somebody else to do it. Like, go back to the drawing board. But okay. But I like her. Definitely trade of the season. Definitely like the appearance of that outside of drag. Okay. So the next to come in the workroom was Marsha. Off rip. Love her. Off rip. Love her just off the name. I'm a 90s baby, born the year of 90. Even though the Brady Bunch took place in the 80s, hell, maybe the 70s. I don't know, but I know it took place before I was born. I love that she's referenced it. Even her look referenced it. You know, Marsha from the Brady Bunch. Um, Her aesthetic is very 80s. Like, you know, she had like this little, she had long blonde hair with like a bandage on her nose as well. White bandage on her nose, referencing Marsha. You know, when she got hit with the football in the face with a cute little two-piece suit, a skirt suit, you know, that had pastel colors of like pink and purple plaid. Purple, she had a purple turtleneck underneath the suit and heels with knee-high socks, white socks. She had purple heels. And again, it was a cute look, cute look. It wasn't super over the top, but it was cute. And she sold the character. She sold us on Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Again, love it. Okay. Next up, Anitra. Anitra. Another favorite of mine. She was given punk rock star off rip, given black and yellow leather jacket, black and yellow jacket. She had like yellow stripes going to an extent, you know, with like yellow heels. She had a skirt, by the way, that was also black and yellow of a sort. And she had a unique slash memorable yellow helmet with like horns on it. Like, at some point, I'm going to get to, I got to figure out how can I put pictures and add like, you know, imagery to this situation. Like, you know, I'm doing this live right now, but I got to figure out how can I do that when I, you know, take this live and upload it elsewhere. Like, because when I try to like screenshot or like take it from my actual phone or the watching device, it never happens. I don't know, but if anybody could know and give me some type of tip on how to like take images or whatever of each look, or like, you know, how can I get approval for a look or whatever so I don't get a copyright, please let me know, because I would love to like show what these looks actually look like without getting copyright or fear of that or whatever the case may be. So again, let me know, because her look, for example, Anitra's look, that would definitely be stunning to like show, and you will get the sense of it, you know. So on to the next. Oh, she also claimed, before I wrap it up, she claimed that she was a stunt queen in her confessional. I was like, okay, stunt queen. Okay, we'll see. Next up was Malaysia. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox from Miami, Florida. And before she said it out of her mouth, I thought like, I don't think anybody has been on the show from Miami. And sure enough, she said it. She's the first Miami girl on the show. And I'm like, Miami, it's a major city. So I don't know. I have no idea why, you know, she's the first. Miami's a major city and has a drag scene. So I have no idea why that she is like the first Miami girl on there. They often go for Miami and LA girls, and they took a lot of girls from Connecticut this season and some from New Jersey. But why not Miami? And Miami isn't a major city. They also take girls from Atlanta. Not a whole lot, but some girls. Production. Get RuPaul and production. Start casting more Miami girls and Atlanta girls. I'd like to see more Atlanta girls too. And Michigan. Now that's my home state. I'd like to see more Michigan girls. Just saying. Okay, so Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, you know, from Miami, Florida. Love the fact that she's the first the first Miami drag queen to grace the show. Definitely, even though, like I just said, do better with that. Cast some more. You know, her look depicted an actual fox with like fox ears on the hair. She had fox ears on the hair or whatever. Orange hair. And she had like an orange and white dress, like fur around the neck, white fur around the neck, white fur on the wrist, and like an orange dress, like fabric with like rhinestones going all the way down to her ankle. And she had only like these white flats. I could tell they were flats, they weren't heels, but she had them on, and I love the look. She looked extravagant, and she's a big girl, and she sold it well. I like her. She's not a favorite of mine, but I like her. I think she has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see what she's going to give, especially being from my favorite city, Miami. Just saying. Okay, the next in the workroom was Princess Poppy, coming in with a white piece silhouette. Like, I guess it's a silhouette at the top with a tutu at the bottom. It was white, and she had like some paint or like green, yellow, and red, like spots, like individually on the dress, with like a painter hat. She had like a painter carrier tool, those little situations that painters use to put the paint on. She had she wore that as a hat, and she had this tutu on with like white heels. It was simple, cute but simple. The girls kind of drug her for it, but it was cute and simple with the white pumps. And she also had like a paintbrush in her hand, giving the illusion of a painter. I'm assuming she paints. I hope she paints, giving that illusion. You know, and in the midst of that conversation, I guess it was known that a lot of baby queens who was only done for like drag for like 2 years or less that ended up on the show, which upset the season girls like Malaysia Baby Doll, Fox, and I understand it because probably a lot of girls who've been doing drag for decades are auditioning for the show, and these girls that's new and fresh to the game with not a lot of experience get on the show so easily, and that's frustrating, especially if they are freshly 21. That's got to be frustrating. I understand, but don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what it is. So again, that's what it is. Lastly, to walk in the dressing room for now was Sasha Colby, the infamous Sasha Colby. Off rip, I gotta tell you that I love her. Honestly, I haven't been introduced to the drag world outside of this show. I would say this show introduced me to the drag world. Let me correct that. To the drag world. And so I didn't know of Sasha Colby before last season with Carrie Colby, her daughter, gracing the stage. But off rip, her reputation that I have now been introduced to via the show and outside of the show, such as the internet, it's impeccable. She's a goddess when it comes to performing, like a beast, and she has a reputation. Like, she's a former Miss Continental, and she just is a beast, and people know it. Like, when she walked in the doggone dressing room, they automatically recognized her. She came in looking like a glamazon, like, period, as she said. She had this big poofy brown hair looking like an Amazon, like maybe like cheetah print, like down her like see-through / nude suit with some heels or whatever. Like, again, she needed no introduction. Like, it was giving skin and rhinestones, a slight black fabric with the rhinestones, a slight black fabric on the legs and skirt, and the center of the legs with nude heels and rhinestones, and the look gave. Like, again, she needed no introduction, and I'm happy she's here. And on that note, I want to elaborate on that. Like, spoiler alert. After seeing this episode and seeing what she gave throughout this entire episode, I would say, I love the fact that she's here, but I do feel like she should have been on this show a long time ago. Like, Carrie, I'm sorry, Sasha Colby, what took you so long to get here? You should have been on this show a long time ago. Like, how seasoned and just well put together and just magnificent you are. You should be already up there with Alyssa Edwards and Coco Montrese and Trixie Mattel and all of them beasts. You should be already up there because you have the skills, you have the talent, you have it all, the entire package. You are that bitch. Period. So, what took you so long? I just feel like, yes, I'm here. I'm happy you're here now, and I'm happy the world gets to see you. But I feel like you should have been on the show a long time ago with some of the vets and well known vets of this show, or this franchise, I should say. So I just want to say that before I go to the next level. But I have my eye on Sasha Colby. Love, a beast. And the next person to come into the room, to the workroom, one more person coming through with this previous entry look from Vivacious. Vivacious, a contestant from season 6, having on this Ornation costume from season 6 entry look. You reveal she had to untie it, but it would turn out to be Ariana Grande, having all the contestants gagged, including me. Yes, I knew she was going to be the guest judge on this show due to the promo, but I did not know that she was going to be in the workroom, and it had everybody gagged. What a surprise. I loved it. And she stated, "Mother has arrived." which had everybody just on edge, getting gagged. Like, I loved it, loved it, loved it. You know, Ariana, she spoke with the girls and left the girls with some encouraging words and enjoyment of the interaction. Like, you only get to do that once in a lifetime where Ariana Grande just pops in on you like that, like unexpectedly. Like, that may only happen to you on once in a lifetime. Like, maybe at a drag show, not that they know her or they're familiar with her, but who knows? Like, that's a scenario that doesn't happen every day. Point of the matter. So after all the interaction and the sentimental moments between Ariana and the girls, in comes Rue in the workroom. You know, announcing prizes and maxi challenges and giving tribute to the very first challenge from the first season of a photo shoot with this wet on the car challenge, I call it. Pretty much they're getting wet with hoses by the pit crew and they have to slay a photo in the midst of it. They have to slay a photo in the midst of it. Basically, giving supermodel. So when it came to the challenge, Irene was up first. And giving a sickening photo, I may add. Very sickening photo. Giving a sickening photo. Lux was up next, who also gave a sickening photo with a nice little split with her photo. Aurora and Marcia were up next. They were okay. And in the midst of that, as after the girls were done, they were going to go get out of drag because they were wet and makeup probably running and shit, stuff like that. So in the midst of that, Lux called Irene a swamp witch in the confessional. Like, because Irene has been coming for her with her 40 inches. At this point, her 40-inch hair coming for her and just poking at Lux. And Lux had a moment, the confessional with her. Which was hilarious hell. Shady and hilarious. Okay, so back to the challenge, Anitra and Malaysia. They were up next, and Poppy was after them. Poppy getting her entire look wet. Like, I saw them putting the freaking holes between her legs, like getting her tuck wet. And I'm just like, I know that does not feel good, but she got the tuck wet and I was just like, yo, that is hilarious. That was hilarious. The challenge ended with, Sasha, who also gave a stunning photo. Just stunning. I see where the stunningness came from. Like, Carrie Colby had a nice mother, I shall say. Had a nice mother that trained her well, raised her well, because Sasha is stunning. Period. Okay. I also noted, like, again, like, Aurora Mari looks amazing out of drag, like given trade of the season. Short as I don't know what, but looks amazing out of drag. Muscles. Okay, so the girls, in the midst of that, after all the girls have done it, they came to the conclusion that it was a split premiere. Rue eventually came into the workroom to shortly announce who won the challenge, and Irene won. Irene Dubois won, which well deserved. She's the first queen up in there, and her photo gave with the horns and the freaking alien look. It was just unique with the freaking pit crew and the car, and it gave. It really did. After that, Rue announced that they had to come up with choreo for their performance, for their group performance, and like they had a talent show, like. And at that moment, of course, you guys know, with the group performances, let the games begin. That's all I thought, because when it came to it, Marcia and Aura, both wanted to take lead of the choreo, which didn't really equate. It didn't really work out so well because Aura didn't really care for what she had going on, and I feel like Marcia definitely, spoiler alert, what she showed later in the episode, she got some slicks up her tree. So she has some tricks up her sleeve. Excuse my language. She has some tricks up her sleeve, and she's definitely a dancer. She's a performer, but it didn't really equate to that performance because a girl took over, And in the midst of that, I'm glad that Lux came to Marcia's defense because Aura was doing the most with trying to take lead and be the choreographer. And honestly, the choreography wasn't the best. I'm just saying. You know, she was doing too much. She was doing too much, trying to take lead, and was coming off bossy. And it's the first episode. Like, pipe down, keep it cool, calm, and collective. But I don't understand why Sasha Colby didn't take lead. I guess maybe she's intentionally trying not to do that, not trying to like overshadow the other girls, already knowing she has a presence outside of the show. But she's also a performer, so she could have took lead, but she didn't. She took the other girl's lead, which, okay, that's probably strategic, but okay, understood. While that chaos was taking place, the other 8 contestants, the other 8 girls out of the 16 contestants total of the season, were coming into the workroom. Little did the contestants know that we're doing the performance. They had no idea what was going on in the workroom. That it was 8 girls coming in there completely because production had pulled all of their stuff out and made it look like they were the first girls to enter. Crazy. So the girls of that split premiere. First up was Selena Estides. Girl, my first thought of her is like loud as fuck. Selena Estides. Like, she definitely let her Latin presence be known off the rip. Letting her Latin presence be known with her name and just loud. I'm like, come on, girl. Like, I can be loud a lot of times, but she just obnoxiously loud for no damn reason. Like, I don't know if she's trying to do that for the show or if that's an everyday situation, but I was like, girl, hang it up. Selena Estides. Okay. As far as her entry look, lots of components. She had fake abs like that looked at manly with titties. She had boxers on with with a belt, with a knee high skirt, black and white high top boots / heels. Her hair was big and fluffy with she had hoop earrings and like a plaid jacket that was like purple in pattern. And I was like, girl. It was just a lot of components that I was just like, meh, you know, meh. But, it is what it is. Next up was Jax. Jax was next, to walk in the workroom with this forest green cheerleader looking outfit. This forest green cheerleader looking outfit. Workroom, that had like rhinestones on it, and boots and heels, and they were also green that matched. The boots were green and white to match the jacket, and she had red poofy hair. The look could have came a little harder, but I liked the flow and the color of the look. Green's my favorite color, and it was like a nice, rich forest green, so I liked it. And the red hair kind of offsetted it, but the look could have been a little bit more oomph. But okay, it was doable. It was doable. It wasn't bad. I liked it, honestly. Okay, next up in the workroom was Lucy LaDuca, who wore a blue jean, one piece / skirt that covered her arms without the shoulder. I don't know what the name of that like type of outfit is called. That it's like a top that doesn't go over the shoulder, but it comes from the top to your arm right here and to the wrist. I don't know what the name of that is called, and also the name of the tape that goes just over the arms. Like, it just goes strictly over the arms and it goes like a train in the back of you. You follow me? I have no idea what the name of that is, but I'm gonna work with what I got. But yeah, there was a lot of that too. The trains that goes over the arms. A lot of that I saw throughout the episode. But back to Lucy LaDuca. It covered the arms without the shoulder, and also having like this pink ribbon, to go on the arms with like this blue jean. Like, it was like the pink ribbon went down like this, all the way down to her legs. She didn't have anything on her knees, but she had on like knee-high boots almost. That also the ribbon touched to. She had like this pink-ish stuff, the ribbon to go here as well. And the look was cute. And she had on high pink pumps. The look was cute. It was cute for sure. It was cute. She had on a big blonde wig as well. Cute. Sidebar. Lucy made this note that Amethyst. Wait. You. Did I skip Amethyst? Yes, I did. I skipped Amethyst. I'm like, wait a minute. I knew something was wrong. Okay, Amethyst. She actually came in after Estes. Okay, yeah, she came in after Estes. You know, with a cute little white, with a little Spice Girls type of look. You know, that was shiny and rainbow, like colored and pick pointed boots, like also with glasses on her face. Like, I don't know. But fast forward back to Lucy LaDuca, she mentioned that she had a moment with Amethyst. Yeah, crazy. Okay, next up was the mistress Isabel Brooks, who had this big girl, plus size girl, you know, that on black see-through outfit, exposing skin all over the skin with a bodacious body and a black trail to the dress. That's what I was talking about, like over the arms and to the back. I don't know what that is called, but she had that, you know, she had that going on with this black outfit all the way over her body. Well, not all over her body because you could see like nude and like skin on it. Whatever, it looked nice on her. Um, she also had black flat shoes with like this buckle on it and like these fake little made up heels. Like a, I don't know what she put on that, but unique. But I was like, yeah. And apparently, spoiler alert, somebody clocked her because all her shoes were like that. All her shoes were like that with like heels and with like flats with like put on heels on it, imaginary heels on it. I guess she said like, oh, she's not going home. Like the other girls probably were referencing cornbread in heels, so she's like, boom, this is how we're gonna do it. And I don't blame her. Don't blame her at all. Do not blame her at all. Um, she had the big blonde hair as well. Big blonde hair as well. And she was shady. Shady throughout the entire episode. Next up was Robin Fierce, who wore this stunning brown two-piece that went from her neck to her chest and arms. Went from her neck, like a neck piece, to her chest, like with the little piece to her chest, and also went to the arms. Cute. It matched her skin complexion. You know, it matched her skin complexion for sure. Um, big poofy black hair. In addition to having like a leopard print pointed heels with like a curly big wig again. Like I loved it. Okay, I lied. Woo. My notes is a little off because Lucy LaDuca and Amethyst did not have a moment. It was Robin Fierce and Amethyst had a moment, and Amethyst pointed out that she had a moment with Robin Fierce. Okay, so lastly, to enter the workroom, the twins, Sugar and Spice, the infamous TikTok duo. Off rip, a lot of the girls noticed them from TikTok, but their looks were like black and pink top. As far as Sugar, she had like a black and pink top with like fur on it, blue jeans shorts, and pink purse and like silver heels. Also giving big red hair. Spice gave big red hair with black and red top, black leather shorts, fishnet stockings, and like high top leather boots. Also having a unique black and red bag. You know, and it was known again, like I said, their TikTok presence and that the fact that they only do drag via TikTok, which is definitely a problem again for some of the seasoned girls. Like they like this is happening way too soon for these new girls. They only been doing drag for two years plus. I mean 2 years and under, and here they are, boom, getting this massive platform in front of these girls who've been doing this for decades and very seasoned and you don't know what they're doing. And these girls are barely birthed in drag and getting this recognition, and it's not fair to the girls who's been doing it longer. Understand it, but again, don't hate the player, hate the game. Do not hate the player, hate the game. You know, That matter had the girls irritated because, Sugar and Spice had over 7 million followers on TikTok, you know, and Mistress kept dragging and downplaying the twins because of that. She recognized the twins, but she kept dragging them because they don't do drag. In real life, they only do drag on TikTok, which is annoying. To her, at least. Lastly, came in was Ornacia. Again, this time it was actually Vivacious in Ornacia costume, who introduced Rue's entry into the workroom. Rue announced their challenge, which was different from the wet on car challenge. This challenge was a photo shoot, but this one was with the pit crew on a motorcycle with extreme wind, having to get a fierce photo with extreme wind versus extreme water versus the last 8. Ultimately getting a stunning photo while they got to do it. Out of that group of the girls, the challenge was over. Once out of that group of the girls, once the challenge was over, Mistress went to talking shit about the twins again. Mistress Isabel went to talking shit about the twins again about their presence and their experience in drag and how that displays in the competition. Shortly afterwards, after all of that, after the girls were done with the challenge and they came back to get out of drag, Rue announced that Lucy LaDuca won the challenge and announced their final challenge, one night only, which was that performance, that group performance, and their actual, the solo talent show had to be done. The catch was they had to perform it with the other 8 girls. They had no idea where they were, and the other 8 girls had no idea where they were or who they were. So that was the catch. So while the other girls were already preparing their routine, these other girls now were about to be thrown onto them by RuPaul. And RuPaul did it successfully. RuPaul united all the 16 girls and announced that there will be an elimination off bat for real, and that they all had to come together to perform. So at that moment, let the games begin. Let the games begin. So technically, that was the end of the episode of part 1. Part 2 began with the girls united and started mingling amongst each other and recognizing who knows who and who's familiar with who. And again, some more seasoned girls dug at Sugar and Spice for being just TikTok drag queens. And again, respect the game. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game. Rue was the person that casted these girls. It's I guess it's an interesting perspective to see these girls only do drag from TikTok, be brought on the show, and they only probably have been doing drag for about a year, if that. They didn't announce that. Only do drag via TikTok and come on the show and compete. And just to see that's an interesting perspective, just to see that happen. And the girls don't like it. They took dubs at them, and in there, sidebar, Sugar and Spice are kind of annoying. Talking a lot, annoying the girls just about them, but they were just excited to be there. But after the performing went, the shenanigans began again about who's performing where, who's conjoining, who's doing what, and there was a lot of back and forth about the performance and so many opinions. Fast forward to the actual elimination day, everyone's trying to get in drag, and the focus went back to the twins about how long it takes them to get dressed, and them being all over the place with just the wigs and all of that. The conversation also went to the queens about having strictly a social media presence in drag and not performing in real life. And again, my honest opinion, drag should not just be limited to social media. The original context of drag is in a club. The fact that girls are not doing it online is a cheat, but don't hate the player, hate the game. We're in a world where social media is it. Yeah, you still out there getting your stuff in the club and nobody's knocking that. Continue to do it, but that's not the only way to do it anymore, clearly. But do I feel like that those girls should strictly do drag via TikTok? No, especially the fact that you were coming to Drag Race. You definitely should have started getting into clubs and start getting familiar with actual other drag queens and how this and that goes, and being amongst other drag queens, just in general. So I understand, but It's not their fault, but the girls are not liking it. The girls are not liking it, and that's that. So my advice to Sugar and Spice is get out there and perform. Get out there and perform, and that's weather alert. They're doing it. Next, the girls, came into the performance, the talent show, performance and talent show. They had to perform together first, and I thought, like, this should be interesting because it's 16 girls on one stage, and boom, let's see how it goes. And ultimately, it came together. My first thought was meh. I had to watch it again, but it came together nicely, like very pageantry like. It was cute. It was cute. Next was the solo performances. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox was up first. She performed an original song that had presence. She kind of rapped it. She called herself a queen and told Rue to crown her, pit crew guy, Brock or Bryce, or I don't know, came in, like, brought her the freaking crown, and cute. Second to come out was Spice. This was her moment. The Dark Twin. She got out of a coffin and gave Goth, and it actually was decent. Like, the performance was decent. It was nicely executed with also an original song. A lot of girls this season are coming out with their original songs, like off rip. Nice promo and interesting. So she came up with an original song, and the performance was decent, like very decent. Third was Lux Noir London with her original song as well. She performed it down and had presence and looked very stunning with it, and also did a nice little split. She's gonna be known for splits, I know. She would definitely be a lip sync assassin. I could see that already. Lux Noir London being a lip sync assassin. But she did well. Fourth was Mistress, giving the illusion of a boxer in a ring. She also had a decent performance. Lucy LaDuca, who was singing live. Not such a good idea. She probably could sing, but that didn't show it. It didn't show it at all. It did not show it at all. Very meh. The vocals weren't so great, and honestly, I don't know what happened. Next up was Marsha. I put 3 stars next to her name because that performance gave me life. She performed to Boys and Men off rip. She performed to Boys and Men. Close your eyes, make a wish. Very interesting song choice. One of my favorites by Boys and Men. She started off in a bed and performed a lyrical piece, and then had this little moment of having Ross's picture covered up, use Ross's picture to get in bed with it, which was well executed and cute. Less cute. Next up was Robin Fierce. Put a star next to hers because I liked it. Put a star, just a single star, performing it down with the lip sync, voguing and twirling and flipping, and nicely played. The girl could dance, which I figured. She got swag and style. Love her. Irene Dubois was next, preparing a glass of ice water. When I heard that, I was like, okay, I ain't gonna knock it till I see it. And I see what she was trying to go. It was definitely intended to be comedic, and I actually laughed. In spite of everybody else on the panel and in the room, I've heard they didn't laugh. Preparing ice water, it was supposed to be comedic, and it turned out to be very cringe to everybody in the room. Not on the first week. Next up was Denitra. Put 3 stars next to her name. Turned it the fuck out. She turned it the fuck out, period. Not only with her original duck walk song, she made her like a duck walk dance, voguing it down, displayed flips and taekwondo, breaking wood and everything. Just lovely. 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 Next up to perform her solo was Sugar. She also did surprisingly good. With those twins, like I said, I wasn't gonna knock them, and I had belief in them, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, if y'all drag us only on TikTok, how are you gonna perform? But she did surprisingly well. She had presence with her cute little performance. Also having a bag with pastels, colors, pink and blue and purple and cute. Her, Spice, and Sugar both, they actually have a little cute little 1-2 number. And that surprised the girls. Like, you can't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. Do not sleep on them. Next up was Princess Poppy. She had a puppet lip sync performance in her pink, outfit, which was entertaining, cute. Cute, 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 cute. Next up was Selena Estes. I put a 1 star next to her name because I love that red carpet walkway entry she did. Love that. And she also had like an original song, which I liked the song itself. She kind of rapped it and her look was very like boom, in your face. The look and the song was dope. The performance it gave. Next up was Amethyst. She gave the soccer mom like illusion with a wine glass and a baby on her back. It was a nice song choice. Ultimately, I liked the song, but the performance could have hit a little harder, and the judges were not so thrilled with it at all. They were not so thrilled with it. And next up was Aura Mori. She gave this manly hip hop number dance that I thought could have went way harder. I was just like, all she did was like stomp a lot and kind of move her arms like this and stomp a lot. And I'm just like, yeah. Or somebody who was supposed to be a choreographer / dancer, you could have came a lot harder than that. Like, give me some bucking, give me some hip hop. If you're gonna do hip hop, do it. And maybe it didn't really give like that. I'm just gonna be real. Next up, Sasha Colby. Oh God, this woman again. 3 stars, Sasha Colby, girl, stunning, to die for. Starting with the song choice, Sasha Colby slayed. The song choice was the performance was breathtaking, but the song choice really just added just so much flair to that. She performed an actual art piece, like she real deal performed an art piece. Like Sasha Colby, again, like I said, that girl should have been on this show long time ago. She should be way farther along in her like this drag career, like than what she is. Like, not saying that she hasn't had a drag career, but she should have had bigger and better recognition a long time ago via this show, because just off that performance alone, she like is a real trained dancer. I can tell. Some of these girls, a lot of these girls are trained dancer, but I can tell she also has like a theater background. Like, it was a theatrical, like, trained dancing situation that she gave. Theatrical, and it told a story. It was more than just a lyrical, like, it was a very performative art piece. From the hair to the look and the straight jacket she had on coming out with it, just stunning, powerful piece. And again, I just love Carrie Colby. Like, when they say don't believe the hype, believe the hype when they're talking about Sasha Colby, because Sasha Colby is that bitch. Period. I had to get aggressive with y'all when I said that, because Sasha Colby is that bitch. Next up, last thing, Jax. I'll put 2 stars next to her name. Who had this long like ponytail pigtails, and she used as a jump rope, and she also has some flipping stunts and nice little performance. Phenomenal. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I think Jax is going to be one to watch out for. If I'm going solely off of this first episode and off those solo performances, not even getting into the looks yet, Jax, Anitra, Sasha Colby, and Marsha are going to go to the top 4. Solely just off this before I get to the runway. They're pretty good at what they do. They're pretty good at what they do. All right, now on to the runway. Irene was the first up to the runway. Who had a black leather 2-piece on with like leather boots. Okay. Not too striking now. Next up was Lux. Lovely blue and purple combo with like a hat and train coming from the arm. Again, like, loved it. Aura Morari, black leather corset with like a cape. Could have went harder. I feel like ultimately she could have just, this episode, for her to have such a like a quote unquote choreographer, like that bitch type of persona, which again I love her out of drag, but to have that bitch out of bed that like that bitch type of persona, and I'm just macho and whoopty whoop whoop, the drag can be hitting a little harder. just a little bit. Next up, Marsha. Another skirt suit with like this plain purple with like blue and like yellow heels, high tops or whatever. Well, no, I'm sorry. She had this skirt with like plaid, purple, and it was like blue, like light. Also playing back on the Marsha, the Marsha Brady reference. And she had this yellow top and yellow heels to match it. Lovely. It wasn't the best look, but it's cute for what the character she's playing. It's true to her drag. Next up was Anitra, which was a shiny little look in a black cape. Shiny little look with a black cape that went maybe around here into the back of her. And it was cute. 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 Next up was Malaysia. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox in a white rhinestones. Like lovely and lavish. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox just came through with that white rhinestone look that serving curves for days. And the hair was on point as well. Next was Princess Poppy. Bow on her head, and like a tutu and a bikini like top, giving Spice Girl. It was okay. Sasha Colby. Next up, she wore an outfit that she, I guess, won Miss Continental in, which was like this red and black gown with like a big red and black hat on the top of her head, like fan, like phenomenal, like super stunning. Like Sasha Colby is that bitch again. Stunning, like she's that bitch, period. Next up, Selena Estides with her white and blue outfit. Meh. I didn't even write much details about it because that's exactly what it gave. Meh. Next up is Amethyst. Sidebar. Amethyst. That is my favorite stone. Amethyst is my favorite stone. I love that color. I love the color purple. Preferably the color lavender, which is the color of amethyst stone. She's milking the fuck out of that color. She wore that with like this white and purple like outfit with like sheer, and she had pigtails, white pigtails with it. Cute look. Next was Jax. Jax, leopard print jumpsuit with like a matching jacket and boots. Red, yellow, and blue outfit. No, I'm sorry. The boots were red, yellow, and blue. But it was a leopard print jumpsuit with a matching jacket. Lucy LaDuca was next in blue in a white gown. Glamorous and lovely. Mistress was up next. Red cowgirl with like rhinestones. And I'm just like, okay. Cute. Spider Mistress being like a little bitchy. Her drag is not bad. Her drag, she's seasoned. She's been doing this for a minute, and you can tell. Next was Robin Fierce. White hair with periwinkle, like wearing periwinkle gown, and it was shiny. Like it gave Ice Queen. Periwinkle is another color that I love. Almost, no, I like lavender better, but periwinkle comes very close to that. I feel like periwinkle and lavender are kind of somewhat in the same family as far as color. But again, the dress was kind of periwinkle and shiny rhinestones, and it gave Ice Queen. Next up was Sugar. Again, serving. She gave this yellow dress with yellow heels, and like a princess with like red hair, kind of giving Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I think that was the princess she referenced. Spice also referenced the princess with a blue dress and red hair. And I want to say maybe that was referencing Cinderella. Either Cinderella or Ariel from Little Mermaid, another princess. And it looks stunning. So far, Sugar and Spice are doing pretty well. For them to be just TikTok drag queens, they packing a little punch. They got a little something going on. So after, all of that was said and done, the results: Lux, Aurora, Malaysia, Princess Poppy, Sasha Colby, Selena Estides, Mistress, Robin, Sugar, and Spice were all safe. I feel like Sasha Colby should have been at least in the top 3, but okay, at least my girl is safe. Irene, she got harsh critiques. Marsha was praised, definitely top 3. Anitra was praised. Amethyst, the judges loved her look, but disliked her performance, definitely making her bottom 3. Jax was praised for her look, in performance. Lucy LaDuca, they loved her look but hated her performance. Also bottom three. So the top three were, out of that was Marsha, Anitra, and Jax. And the bottom three out of those 6 girls was Irene, Amethyst, and Lucy LaDuca. Ultimately, winner of the week, Anitra. Well deserved. Touche. Her look on the runway, I wasn't so stunned by, but the performance alone gave. Definitely, she was top tier. That left Amethyst, and Irene landed in the bottom two to lip sync for their lives, leaving Marsha, Jax, and Lucy LaDuca to be safe. With Lucy LaDuca almost being in that bottom two. The lip sync was close, very close energy. The lip sync wasn't bad. They performed to 7 Rings by Ariana Grande, as she said on the judging panel. And it was good. Ultimately, Irene Dubois was sent home. And that was unfortunate because I felt like Irene Dubois had so much to show. I liked Irene Dubois' character. She was shady as shit, but I loved her character and persona. And the fact that she is Bosco's drag sister, I loved it. Also, I want to make a little point back to Sasha Colby. In Untucked, Sasha Colby made the reference that her performance was dedicated, or like a story about schizophrenic, or her dad having schizophrenic. And she had a straitjacket on or whatever, so she's probably seen her dad in a straitjacket or something like that. And she told that story, and that made that performance that much more touching to me. Honestly, again, I felt like Sasha Colby should have been top 3, but she wasn't. Entirely, the entire episode was lovely. It gave. I wasn't bored with it, even though I felt it was kind of long. I wasn't bored with it. And MTV had little to no commercials during like the first hour. Love that concept. Heavy on that concept. And I noticed they did something else after Untucked. They also explored the girls getting to the set for the first time individually. Each contestant getting to the set, to the drag race set for the first time individually behind the scenes, which was kind of a leg off of Untucked, kind of a spin-off of Untucked, but still Untucked. And I liked that whole little take from that. And I was like, okay, I liked it. I don't know if it was necessarily needed, but I liked it. Interesting. So again, the episode gets 10 out of 10. Some queens that I love and some queens that I'm like, we'll see. But stay tuned, guys. Until we meet again next week. See you then. Peace.